And I am live. I am late, but the thing is, I'm still here. And today is 3rd of July, 2025, Thursday, and it's just simply fucking weekend. Nah, Yep, cool. Hey, one more thing, I can stop this. Here, CB31. Fair numbers. I was unable to Do it. Move brackets is something that I have to do. Yes. Maybe I did some sub. Wait, where is the submission part? Tutorial announcement, but submit. Okay. Shit, I am not registered due to some reason. Shit. Let me log in and maybe also hide my screen while I do log. But I'm still logged in on this website. That is cool. Uh, uh, I just no one was able to see that. That is cool. Yes, login. Uh, Shit, my bad. My bad. I do not have to register. I have to log in. Just doing something. Code forces is taking time. Mm, That is very bad timing. Code forces is down right now. Shit, that is actually very bad timing. Okay, let me do that and hide my screen for a bit. Yep, my screen is not visible now. And the password. Shit, that is crazy. I have to change my password because I forgot my password. Yep, code forces. Yep, yep. Shit, code forces. Through this link, I can only go to the website. Oh yeah, now I can do this. Remember me for a month. Yep. Shit, forgot password. Link has been sent and it is here. Password recovery. Message retracted. Okay. Let me change. Shit, something broke down. Code forces says to me. Uh, Now we are cool. Yep. Now I am logged in. I can show you my screen. Yep. Now we are cool. Going back to the website. Move brackets. I think I did some submissions for this question. It got accepted in first try. Yeah. So I have to refresh. I should see this green and this also. That is cool. Now, Bogo sort. You are given an array from A1 to AN. Array is good if for each pair of indexes I and j, where I is less than j, the condition j minus ai and j minus aj and I minus ij is not equal to I minus ij. Okay, holds for every I that is less than j. And so it does not matter with what is I, what is j, because I am subtracting j from aj and I from ij. So it depends on the difference. Okay. Can you shuffle this array so that it becomes good? To shuffle an array means to reorder its elements arbitrarily. Leaving the initial order in is also an option. For example, this for this it is 0, for this it is 1, for this it is 0. So yeah, this and this break. So I have to shuffle them. When shuffle array like this are good. Both shuffled arrays this and this aren't good. This is not good. For this, the index is 1 and the value is also 1. So, and the difference is 1. Here, okay, I am subtracting from index the value. So, 1 minus 2 is minus 1. 3 minus 5 is minus 2. And wait, yes, 3 minus 5 and 4 minus 3 is minus 1. So, this is minus 1 and this is also minus 1. Okay. It is guaranteed that it is always possible to shuffle an array to meet this condition. Okay, first line contains t, then second n, and then the integer, and the integer value won't be greater than 100, and index is okay. My array length will never be greater than 100. Okay, and then in the end I have to return the shuffled order. Okay, and also let me show you something amazing. Right now I do not have any tmux session running, but I have set up a command tmux set, and if I do enter, something ran a tmux script which I wrote, and now if I do tmux ls, I have 4 sessions running: one to give contest, one to do competitive programming in, one to do my DSA stuff in, and one for my website web development. Now I can just do ta, that is tmux attach, and the target is cp. Now I am attached to the cp session, and I also have to see, I have to go in the 1000 folder and new. It's also in the 1000 folder and click here. Bogo sort. Shit. Do I actually have to do Bogo sort in this? Because Bogo sort is crazy. In Bogo sort, you just randomly shuffle elements and hope that it works. Shit. If I think there should be an optimal solution for this thing. Bogo sort is crazy. So what is my mental model going into this? I have two pair of numbers and I have to pair them. First I have the indexes, and then second I have the numbers themselves. And I have to pair them in such a way so that the the difference they have is never the same between any two elements. Look, I can implement Bogo sort, randomly shuffling the elements. I would have to see a few functions how to do that, and then it'll be cool. But I think there could also be an optimal solution for this. more optimal than Bogusort. Let's implement Bogusort first. For Bogusort, wait, and then Cn and then the array vi a of size n repel 0 I starting at 0 going up till n. What I will do is Cn ai get the element in the ith element, get the current number in the ith position of the array, and now I will write a function which checks returns about is cool, and it takes in a vector a vector of this a, and what it does is it can create an unordered map of integer to integer. And okay, since I know that the value of any element is not going to be greater than 100, I do not need an unordered map. I can create an integer array. Let's call it diff of 100 elements. Initially, all of them are equal to 0. Yep, that is the correct syntax. And now repeat L, I goes from 0 to a dot size, and what I will do is see if I minus ai, if in diff I minus ai, then return false, else diff I minus ai equal to, and here return true. No. If this is cool, no, it's not cool. So yeah, this is cool. Is now here if is cool a, then we are cool. But if not cool, else I can just output a. Let's say print a vi a. I don't have to write a function for auto x a cout x with some space, and yeah, that is cool. If not cool, then we have to do some stuff then. While not cool, keep doing this. I mean, I would be actually surprised if this is the best solution. Now, bogus sort. How do I do bogus sort? How do I randomly shuffle elements of an array? I guess I will loop through the array starting from the first index till the last index and generate a number from 0 till n, and pick the current number and replace it with that nth number. That is my understanding of Bogosort. Was uncoded. Yo, the solution is just sort array in descending order, I think. cause index is constantly increasing by 1. But if the other numbers are decreasing, either in descending order, the numbers would be either decreasing or they would remain same. Yo, osmotic pressure in descending order, the number would either decrease or remain the same. And if it decreases, I know the index does increase, so the difference would decrease. But if it remains the same, then also the difference would decrease. And fucking hell, this is the solution. Just I don't. Yeah, that is the solution. Just sort them in descending order. So stable sort all A and the algorithm in A and B, and I want A to be greater than B. A greater than B. If A is greater than B, then do not reverse them. It would return true. Greater than or equal to. And then just do this. I don't need all of this stuff. Fuck it, that was cool. 7 is cool. Wait, why is even 7 wrong? Okay, okay, because of that. There is an extra space at the end. Print X here, C out, A 0, dot begin plus 1. Mm, Beetle. Is there some way? No, no, I do want to remove that last space. So yeah, I have to do this. Start at A dot size or N, and then instead of X, I have AI. At least 7 is cool, and yeah, that is actually correct. B, bow sort. Not here. B, bow sort. This one, submit. Osmotic pressure. How do you keep the motive to solve the problem by your own? To be honest, I started looking at solution just after 5 to 10 minutes. Well, I'm not actually motivated. I do not want to do any of this thing. I'm forcing myself to do. But at least today I am. And yeah, some days I do feel the fun in play, but not today. Not today. So yeah, you have to force yourself. Use and while passing vector in the function, otherwise it will create new vector each time and can cause, yeah, when I'm passing vector in a function, use the reference while passing vector to a function, otherwise it will create a new copy. Yeah, that makes sense. I can pass a vector to a function using a reference. Nice. Can I do this? This will have absolutely no effect on the solution, but Maybe it might be a very tiny infinitesimal amount faster. Compilation error. Okay, my bad. My bad. Because the function definition is not such, it will not pass in a reference, it will pass in an integer. Wait, uh, if I have a function like that, let's say a function returning void and call a reference func. If it takes a vector reference and yeah, and then when I call it and pass in a vector like my a vector, okay, it does go just as it is. I do not have to do this thing. No matching function call for a function vector fix available. Okay, fix is just to remove this. So when a function is defined using a reference, I do not have to pass the value using a pointer. But if I think it were like this, yeah, then we are good because I'm saying that I'm getting pointer to a vector, and in that case, I do have to send in the address of the vector. Makes okay, so this thing is handled by C++ itself. I do not have to do this thing. Okay, that makes sense. C++ is pretty cool, I guess, in that sense. And now, Ghost, bro, what is your Vim setup? Share the config file. My config file is this. Colon slash slash slash. This is my config file. You can go and check it out if you want. Well, of course you want. That is why you asked. And let me also push my latest changes to the thing. cd the config and thing. Get status. Yes, I have added some new maps, which are these. Yeah, I changed that, and that makes sense. Yes, I did that. I added for this key map CA for code actions, which uses vim.lsp buff code action filter. A takes in a function, return a dot is preferred, and yeah, good. Git add, git commit message, and then remaps, git push. You will get the latest thing. So for today, what is the point of using macros when they going to be just copy pasted by the compiler? Because you have to type shorter things, right? I do not have to write complete push back. I just can just write pb instead of writing the whole thing. So it is for the user, not for the code. Like everything, like LSPs and code highlighting is also for the user, not for the code. Reverse a substring. Shit. Reverse the substring. Okay. You are given a string s containing n lowercase Latin letters. Let's define a substring as a you are given a string s containing of n lowercase Latin letters. Okay, s is the name of the string and it has n letters, all are lowercase Latin. Okay, let's define a substring as a continuous subsegment of a string. For example, ACD is a substring of ACAB. This part ACAB. It starts in position 3 and ends at position 6, but AA and TT are not. because there is no D, there is no A. Aren't substrings of this string, so the substring of the string S from position L to R is this. Okay, you have to choose exactly one of the substrings of the given string and reverse it. Make this equal to this to obtain a string that is less lexicographically. Note that it is not necessary to obtain the minimum possible string. It is impossible to reverse some substring of the given string to obtain a string that is less. Print no, otherwise print yes, and any suitable substring. String S is lexicographically less than string Y because X appears first in the English alphabet. If either X is a prefix of Y and X is not equal to Y, and there exists such taking their absolute minimum value. Okay, and if I output yes, then I have to give in the index of the substring. So in this case, I'm going from 2, 3, 5. Yeah, that makes sense because B will be replaced by A. So I just have to go from the start till the end and I have to compare every element, and if at any point I see a smaller letter, that is A, which has a smaller value than B, at that point I would just reverse them. That would be my answer. Or otherwise output no. Okay. Mm. Tmux attach C. Boilerplate. String S. And okay, I can return from within the function I starting from 0 less than n minus 1. That is, it will not go till the last character. Now, if si is greater than I plus 1, then we are cool. Then see out, first of all, yes, and second of all, yes with the new line, and second of all, the index I space I plus 1 with a new line, and break or maybe return. And if I do come here, I can just say no. I have two test cases and I say no. Why the whole format is changed? Shit, my bad. Uh-huh. Bool done equals false and done equals true. And after this, also break if not done. Do this then. Let's go. Yes, it says, and no, it says reverse the substring. Choose a file. A reverse a substring. This one, this one right here. Submit. This is actually too small. Why? Have you done lead code before? Yes, I have. Why do you want this to out? if current is greater than the minimum, then the next. Uh-huh. Why did I output this? Shit, wow. I plus one because the answer that I have to provide is one indexed and the array index system that I'm using is zero indexed. So it should say 2, 3 now. And it does. Now we should be cool. L and it is running. And yep, of course, it will work, I suppose, in all the test cases. Yes, it is accepted. That is cool. Now, if I refresh, right, I haven't done this. Fair numbers. I haven't done this. Add and divide. Array merging. Monsters. Helmet in light. And in this 900 level, mannequin array. Now I can move on to the next level at 1100. But before that, let's review these questions that I am unable to do, that I haven't done yet. And in this today I have done these two. So for this the answer was simple. But for this I should have been able to do this on my own. But use one base indexing. Yeah, that is what I did now. I should have been able to do this on my own, bow sort. But I guess I was not in the correct mindset. It and to be honest, it would have taken me some time to land on that thing. But yeah, I should have. The name threw me off, and I gave in completely to the name itself. Yeah, so that is bad. That is not good. Now 900. Manak and array. Manak is an array, which I have already tried to submit a few times. Manak is an array A1 to AN with of n, all are positive numbers. He will do the following operations to this array exactly once. Pick one subsegment of this array and cyclically rotate it by any amount. Okay, now I remember the question. Formally, he can exactly do the following exactly once. Pick integers left and right in one and any positive integer k and repeat this k times. Set L current left gets the value of what is to its right and the element to its right gets the value of what is to its right and so on, and the value of the current element, leftmost element, goes to the rightmost element, like here r equals L. All changes happen at the same time. Manik wants to maximize the value of the last minus the first after exactly one such operation. Determine the maximum value. Well, the answer, I think I went for the maximum. First of all, see the maximum and the minimum. And the thing is that if I have maximum here, if I have maximum, I have to try to put it at the last and the minimum in the start. So I have two possibilities. When when I'm trying to put an element from between to the end, I could select left and right like this and repeat operation some number of times, and the rightmost element will go somewhere else, but the main thing is that this maximum element will end up at the right. Or I could choose, I guess, like this. Uh, or I could choose this whole thing like this and do the operation some number of time so that this goes to the left, then again to the left, then again to the left, and then turns around and comes to the start. So yeah, there are two ways. Either I can shift the maximum number towards right till the end, or I shift it to left, and it jumps around and comes to the start. And if I were to do it like this, if I were to put it to the right, then whatever the element is on the left remains there, and I will get the difference of the maximum minus the element on the left. That is one thing. But if I were to take this, move it left, 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 and then bring it to the right end, then the element that ends up being here is the element that is to on the right of the maximum element. So if that is my goal, so like I'm getting two differences. In one case, I'm doing the maximum element minus already present element on the left, and in the other case, I'm doing maximum element minus the element to its right. These are these are giving me two different differences. Now that is one case, and in the other case, I could choose the minimum element and put it to right, make it go right, and the same thing would be applicable for the minimum element also. I could either take it towards the left, and that would not change whatever the element here is, or I could choose the whole array and make it go left, make it go left. Yes, make it go left, and in that case, the element that ends up to the right is the element to the left of the minimum element. So that is what I will do, and this will give me four different sums. I will find the maximum one. So here's what I wrote already when I was trying to solve the question. And I have taken an n, then the array, then I took c, and I put maximum and minimum equal to the first element, and then a, p, b, c, push back to a, c. This is like bad code already. Do not push back. Push back is a horrible operation. A0 equals c is much better, and in this AI. Wait, can I initialize it like this? No, no, no. That will not happen. Okay. This is how I do it. Now, I am just in this part, I'm just putting elements into the array, and then I'm checking if the current element is greater than or equal to the maximum element. Now, the maximum element could appear multiple number of times. Shit, and I could take any one of them to the end. And same goes to the minimum element. So I guess I do not need this thing. I do not need any of these things. I will just go through the array and see the maximum and the minimum. Right. Yeah, makes sense. Well, the ideal goal would be to have the maximum on the right and the minimum on the left. Let's see. Mx equals maximum of c and mx, and mn equals minimum of c and mn. Now, shit, what the fuck? Yes, now I have a couple of options. I will go through the list again, through the array again, and I will be checking if the current element is the minimum or the maximum, and then I will be keeping track of the maximum difference. And what do I have to return? The maximum difference. Yeah, cool. Int def equals 0 initially. If ai, which is the current element, if it equals maximum, or instead of this, a absolute difference, determine the maximum value of this minus this. Okay, so let's begin difference with whatever actually is there. It is n minus 1 minus a0. Now, if I have a maximum element currently, then there are two options, a few options. If there is an element to the right of it, or there might not be an element to the right. If I less than n minus 1, then I have one condition, else then I have another condition. And in this, it would be diff equals maximum of either the current diff or maximum minus a0, which is this. I do not I do not have to do that. I can instead do this here. Let's do mx maximum of mx minus a0 comma a n minus 1, that is the last element, minus minimum. Right, so whatever element I get will either be equal to this or non-existent. Now, if it is not the last element, then diff and this element minus whatever it is on to its right, mx minus a I plus 1. That is one case. Else, if a I equals minimum, and if I can do this like right here, and I less than n minus 1, that is, it is not the last element. And in this case, if this and I not equal to 0, even if it is, that is already counted. Yeah, if I is not equal to this, then yeah, it will have an element to its left, so that is cool. Then def equals max, either def or minimum, no, not minimum, the element to its left minus minimum. And then we have def C, and there is nothing in here. Maybe I can directly submit. I think that would be cool. Wait, did I mess up? Nope, I didn't. The thing is here. Wait, the Manik thing is not here. It is here. It just won't work. Let me directly submit it. competitive programming, level 900, Imanic and array. I hope it works. I guess it works. I think it might work. It is trying to work. It is in queue. At least it works in the first test case, and now wrong answer in the third test case, which is a recurring theme at this point. hmm Click, click. In the seventh, expected this, found smaller number. In the third, and the seventh one is not visible, but we can hack it. We can hack it. Int t and right and int tt equals t, and here instead this reduce this. Now, if there is a case in which if t equals 50, this also make test cases tt, and after one test case tt becomes equal to t minus 1. So if t minus tt equals 7, 6, then see out the array for auto x a, see out x, comma, and see out a new line. If this is the case, all of this goes inside. I think this will work and at least give me the question. Submit. Let's see. Wisconsin, are you a college student? Yep, I am a college student. Jon Snow, I get stuck in DSA every while, and then any suggestions? Sometimes it is hard that I don't even understand the question. Yes, sometimes, not this sometimes, most of the times it will be hard, but my mentality is to just push myself when I do not want to push myself. And this is like David Goggins style, and I'm not saying that I am that way, but I try to be that way. And what you can do is try to give your best when you are at your worst, and if you can do that, then everything else seems a bit easier. Okay, this is the array. This is the array. And what is the maximum in this? Let me also output the maximum and stuff. Max will be mx, and min will be 7. So it and of course Maximum 999, minimum 22. Okay, maximum in this thing is 999. So let's see, find 9999. It is only appearing once, and to its right, if I take this maximum to the front, then the number to its right is pretty big. It is 62. Then the answer should have been 937, but it is not. Shit, the answer should have been 937. If AI equals max mx, and I am not changing value of mx, and AI I less than n minus 1, that is also true in this case, then diff equals maximum of diff, whatever the value of diff was, and mx minus e I plus 1, this thing. So this thing minus this should be 937, but it is not the seventh one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is 815, actually, to be honest. It is 815. Okay. Let me print it in a different manner. And I will pass it in a custom way. G, submit. Let me play with this string on my own. CD back 900 blank purpose a man minak or slash out. Only one test case. And what is the size of the test case? No fucking idea. C. G. Of course it is wrong. 58. Okay. 58, and I messed up a little bit. That is fine, but copy this thing and out 158, 58, and this whole thing 937. That is the answer. Is there no answer that is 937? Nope. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I will get the right thing. My bad. Submit. There is the VS Code running. VS Code? No. OBS. Okay. This is the wrong full array. This is the thing that is messing it around. and okay, and in this the maximum is 973. 970 973. It is appearing only once, and the number to its right is not is not big enough. The difference in this case would be pretty big, but the difference between the maximum element and the first element would be smaller than that, and that would be equal to 700. 700 is 59. 759. And the smallest element is 9, which does appear a couple of times. Okay, here I have 9, and the number behind it is not going to cut it. But yes, there is the option of taking this to the front and doing stuff with that there. Is there any other appearance of 9? Nope. It's okay. Uh, Either I could take this to the end and still have still have 2 and 4 at the start. That would result in 759, and I think my answer was 759, but it expected 800 something. 759 was my answer, but it expected 815. 815. 815. 815. If I subtract from 815, I'll get 160. 48. Is there 148 here? No. 815. So 815 plus 9. So 824. Is there 824? No. So it has to be something else. I am either taking the maximum number. I'm not taking the maximum to the end, and I'm not even bringing the smallest to the front. Here, doing something else. I could go like total manually on this thing. I know that the target answer is 815. So that is the difference. So adding this to 815 would mean 929, which does not exist, and I cannot do that. So with this 8, 6, 7, yeah, more like it, 72. 872 does exist, and okay, so 67 and 872. How does that work? The difference is 815, but how can I take this to the front and bring this to the end? I cannot move both of them at the same time. Okay, numbers will come back, back, and back. Maybe it is something else, some other number. 6 because they are not, there is another number between them, so that is not going to work. So let's move on with 38, and 815 plus 38 is 853, which does not exist. It is 853, right? 38, 23 minus 815, yes. And after 38 we have 205. This would be like 920, which also does not exist. Then we have 545. Now let me just look at it. Minimum difference. No, difference doesn't appear to be there. Wait, maybe 815. 815. No, with 214 that would not be the case, and with 661 at the front it would still not be the case, and there are no subsequent element. Doesn't make sense. Guess I will look at the solution now. High time, I guess. Tutorial. I have already looked at the solution. No, it is linked to the question. That is why it is in different color, because I have seen the question. Which subsegment are relevant? AN and A1 can be taken up only by some combination of elements, not all. Okay, not all. Some combination of elements. I think there are 4 candidates of the maximum value achievable, each of which can be found in n times. Okay, no subarray is chosen. Okay, so which would mean just original in this case. You will split. Uh, yes. Once again, choose subarray A n and A1. The whole thing. Answer would be this thing. Yeah, where A naught is same as an, where A naught is same as an. Makes sense. Notice that the previous case is included in this case as well. Yes. Choose subarray that doesn't contain n. If I'm choosing a subarray that does not contain n, then that would mean I am not changing the last element but every other element. Yes, which is this. And in this case I'm not changing the first but every other element. Okay, and so I have in a case implemented this one in a like less mature way, and I've not done this. Yes, I have not done this part, but let's do this. Okay, change back. After I will be implementing these 3 cases, and this would be cool. I can do in one go. This I can do in one go. This I can do in one go. Yeah, cool. I think I should do this one in another loop and these two in a single loop because in this one boundaries have to be different. And diff initially let's say is 0, then I think I can do this here. No, I need access to the first and the last element. So yeah, premature optimization is the root of all evil, as Donald Knuth said. Diff equals maximum of diff, comma, ai minus a naught. Yes, in which I am not choosing the first, but I am choosing all the rest of the elements, and maximum diff a n minus 1 minus a I. Right. That should result in quite a few good things. But then there was light. I starting at, I've already done that. Right. So mhm, let's do diff initially equals, I don't need max and min. That is stupid. Well, now it is. And diff initially will be equal to a n minus 1 minus a 0. So that is also done, and till n minus 1 diff equals max of diff or and a I, the next minus ai. We have diff the next minus the next will become the first element, so ai minus the next, ai minus the next element. Ah, that I think makes sense. I can submit maybe for the last time. Running and accepted. That is cool. Refresh. This should be done. Now, detective editing. 1 hour 8 minutes. Daisy loves playing with words. Recently, she has been playing the following detective editing word game with Daniel. Daisy picks a word, for example, determined. On each game turn, Daniel calls out a letter, for example, E, and Daisy removes first occurrence of its letter from the given word. On the next turn, Daniel calls out a letter again, for example, D, and then D is removed. They continue, right? And Daisy is curious if she can get the final word of her choice, starting from the given initial word, or by playing this game from 0 or more turns. Her task is to help her figure out. Each test case consists of two words S and T separated by a space. Each word consists of at least one or more 30 uppercase characters, English letters. Daisy, S is Daisy's initial word, and T is the final word that Daisy would like to get at the end of the game. Okay, then I just have to output yes or no. That is cool. And it is called detective editing. In where is it? Should be delective editing, and this was what I wrote, which looks crazy. I don't know what the fuck I wrote. Size of S. Then I was going through that, and yeah, I was seeing. Okay, so it was giving wrong answer for fifth test case. For fifth, for this word, it was not working. Okay, I think after taking S and T, I first have to confirm that S has enough occurrences of the letters which are there in T, and then how do I match the order and stuff like that. There are only 30 characters, so it was wrong in this case. So I want to make this thing. I can start traversing from this, and maybe I could start traversing from this and see and increase the pointer on this whenever I see a match, and then a match, okay, move on, a match, okay, move on, no match, then skip V, but I could only skip V if it wasn't appearing again before, and yeah, shit, this would be a bit complicated because here I let's say I skip these two VD because they didn't appear here, and then I go to F and move on the pointer here H, but this P, this F and this P are not the F and P that I have to keep the in the string. I will be keeping these two. In which case, it would be pretty cool if I started traversing from the end. If I see a match, cool, decrease the counter, go back. Match, cool, decrease the counter, go back. H. Match, cool, decrease the counter, go back. Here on F. Match, cool, decrease the counter, go back. Now currently I am at P. Then no match, shit. No match, shit. Match, yes, match, PP. Decrease the counter, go back to B. And I can just do that. Shit. This was actually pretty easy, I guess. So I will be traversing S. For int I equals S dot size -1 till I greater than equal to 0, and I minus uh, int T pointer dot size -1. Now if Si equals T bracket TP, I can do TP minus. Else, if it doesn't match, I can just move back and I can remove all the letters I encountered. And at the end, I would like to see TP has to be something like if TP greater than equal to 0, and this. So if TP equals 0, that is if not TP, then C out, yes. What do I have to output? Yes, output, yes, with the new line, and else C out. If this works, that would be pretty awesome, and that would also indicate that I have grown a little bit. But if it fails in the first test, it will also be awesome. Hamza Ahmed Khan, if you are free, there is a problem. Wanna solve? I am solving problems right now. That is what I'm doing, trying to D. And I want to get, I've done this. So this is the only one remaining at this level. And if I get this right, then maybe we can solve the problem that you want to solve. But after I get those two, it is in queue. This one is in queue. Still in queue. And this will be the next array cloning. Array cloning technique. This will be the next one. Still in queue. Yeah, we can solve your question after I get these two correct. Uh, while that is happening, if it is still in queue, while that is happening, we can move on to this one. You are given an array A of n integers. Initially, there is only one copy of the given array. And yeah, I have to make all of them equal. Yeah, right? I have to make till after how many operations will they become equal? Yeah. Swapping and all that. Uh-huh. Yep. And I think my solution was pretty good. Time limit exceeded due to some reason. Because I'm counting frequency and I was using unordered map. And in 13, yeah, the number was pretty big. The number of elements. TLE. And shit, I got the error. TLE. And I'm seeing these questions on this website. TLE eliminators. Kind of funny. This one is still in queue. That is crazy. So, time limit exceeded. Why did it exceed? Because I was trying to use unordered maps, and I did read the tutorial of this thing, and yeah, people were saying that today we see why unordered maps is bad. This can be pretty big, so I cannot have an array this big. I want to make copy. Mhm. What can I do? What is the leeway I have? I do not have any leeway. This cannot be n square. My solution cannot take up n square time. The best I can hope to get is, since n is once again n log n would be fine. That means sorting. That means sorting. N log n sorting. I can sort and count the frequency at the spot. So n time to take in n time to take in the input, then n log n to sort the thing, and then fuck yes, that does make sense. That does make sense. And then n time to traverse through the array again. For that, I would have to store the array. Can I have an array this big? Yeah, that is no problem. I can have. I think gen since I'm making an array of integers, so one integer takes 4 bytes, and 10 to the power 5 integers will take 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bytes divided by um, this is the number of bytes that I'm using. So if I divide this by 1000, 400 MB. No, if I divide this by 1000, so 0.4 MB, that is like 400 KB. If I divide this by 1000, I get 400, that is 400 kilobyte. I can use 400 kilobyte. I can use 400 kilobyte. So yep, this is named B cloning array. Array cloning. Alright. You remove all of this. What is this? Here, I have to create. I will be creating the array. Okay, and vi a of size n and li 0 till n in ai. After getting it, a sort all a and the function. Yeah, that will work. Why would you expect something like that? Shit, why did I have this thing at the end of this? Where is all? I do not have it here. Okay, because yeah, at that time, at the time of writing that, my MRC was not updated. So makes sense. Sort all A, stable sort all of A. What is the matching function called? All A and a function, I guess. Int A and B. Return A less than B. How to sort array in C++. Shit, why I just sorted an array. That is crazy. Sort the entire array in ascending order. Yes, n plus 1 air plus n. Uh, mm, Index of the first and then the index of the last. How to sort a vector in C++. Hmm, okay, makes sense. After sorting, shit, after sorting, and steps at okay, not yet, not yet, not yet. And max f frequency is initially 0. Now, and last element I z I starts at 0, goes up till n, and n equals a 0, and this is 1. Start at 1. Now, if ai current element equals last, then just mxf plus plus. I just need to know the frequency. Nothing else matters. Yes, nothing else matters. Else, if it does not match, then we have something crazy. S- And C mxf is 1, and here we will be increasing C mxf, and mxf equals maximum of C mxf, comma, the current mxf, and current mxf become equal to 1. Yes, I should have the maximum thing. So since I already have maximum, then and steps equals n element in total minus mxf, since I already have them, and then the number of operations. Yes. So do I take the minimum? I take the ceiling, and steps plus equal. This is crazy. Which is n mxf plus mxf minus 1, and the whole thing divided by mxf. That makes sense? That does make sense. If I just were to remove this, I think this is cool. And see how steps with a new line. Uh-huh. Yes, I think this should work. It is called, what is it called? It is called B, array cloning. Let's see. B, array cloning. Submit. And for please, what is your lead code profile? I think it is just mine. Fuck. Okay. The one that was pending is wrong, and this one is also wrong. And my lead code is not logged in. Actually, I can log in. Wait. Let me hide my screen. I don't want to show stuff. Login. Yep, logged in. And there we go. Jitin Raghav. That is my name. Sorting in. Okay, both of them. No, this one got accepted. That is good. That is good. This one got accepted. That is good. I no shit. Of course it did. Of course it did. That one already got accepted. This one, but did delective editing didn't got accepted. Uh, it gave the wrong answer on the first try. Bruh. Outputted no. for all of them. Okay. Uh, uh, Let me try to do. Where is my web? Move back to 900 folder. And there do this. Start web. And then do this. No, do not go and read Berserk. I do have test cases now. And wrong answer for all of these. Okay. It says yes, but I say no. E, E, M, M, R, R, T, T. What is the problem then? Why does it say yes? M, M, R, R, E, E, T, T, M. Hmm. 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 Makes sense. So when I'm traversing, I have to go through the array and see. Yes, yes. And okay, do I actually have to care about TP? No. I can only remove an element. Like in this case, I can only remove E from here. Like let's say this letter, current letter, does not match this. Then I have to go through this whole array and see, does it actually not match? And is there no other occurrence of this current character? Isn't equal to T, TP. Then for int j equals 0 equals TP, while j greater than equal to 0, j minus minus, or int j, let's keep it here, and or whatever. There is no a, there is s. This point equals anything, doesn't matter. If if t j tj degrees, if tj equals at any point s I, then find equal false. And now after this, if fine is false, then fine is just fucking false. Then if not Fine. Break. F. Fine. Okay. This thing. If it doesn't matter, then just go back. But if it is, if they are matching, then I just decrease. If, then I just decrease. Then I just decrease. TP minus minus. If fine and TP equals minus 1. Seems to be correct. No file chosen. Let's choose one then. Delective editing. Let's go. It is running. Fuck. It might actually work this time. It will work, yeah. Refresh. And that is cool. Only one problem remaining at 900 level. And we will be cool. We will be cool. Which is this? Error cloning. And what is the problem with error cloning? And if you guys want to listen to a very amazing song, then you can listen to Max Richards November. It is amazing. It's fucking amazing. Genius. Okay. Even if I only have one element, I think it should work. I will sort it and okay, makes sense after this. After getting out of the loop, what is the maximum? What is the maximum area? Yes, yes. If this is the case, then MXF just maximum. I will not copy. I will copy and paste. And now still wrong, but I guess last one got corrected. So 5, 7, 5 for the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. The answer is 5. At least 3. Okay, and then 1, 3. Answer is 5. I say 6. 1 to 2, 1 operation. 2, 2, 4. 2 operations and 3 swaps. That is 5. Why do I not say 5? So n should be equal to 5 and n should be equal to 4. Yes, and mxf should be equal to 1 and 1 4 minus 1 is 3, so 3 steps minimum. Then n minus 1, that is 4 minus 1, 3. 3 divided by 1 should be 3 and 3 plus 3 is 6. I am multiplying it by 2 every time int. Okay, instead of that, I have to take the ceiling of the log 3, 1, 1, base 2. How many times, with which power of 2 do I multiply this current number to get a number that is either equal to or bigger than this other number? That is the question, which is this 2 power some k multiplied by our frequency should be greater than or equal to the remaining elements. I can say this like this: int rem equals n minus mxf, and steps at least are equal to them because I will be swapping those elements. And if this is the case, then if I were to take f to the other side, k greater than equal to rem by f, and then take log with base 2 log 2 of k greater than equal to log 2 of rem divided by log 2 of f. I want to find out k will be my answer. K will be my answer. No, divided this minus. So I can take this thing to the power of 2. Am I making it over complicated? I can just run a loop and keep multiplying it. Yeah. While rem is less than mxf, uh, while rem is greater than mx. Some shit. It is a geometric progression because whenever I am making a copy, I am also increasing the thing. And yes, my base value is a, my r is 2, so base a is mxf and r is 2, and sn is rem. So if I have some at some point has to be greater than this, I can just simply run a fucking loop. Int available is mxf, while avail is less than rem. What I have to do is, first steps will be increased by 1, and second avail plus available plus equals mxf, and mxf into equals to That is wrong answer. Cool. I am giving lower answer than the actual one. Of course I am. Okay. That is called B, Eric cloning. Let's see. J, Suka. Okay. Let's see. Expected 2, found 4. And 37th. What the fuck is 37th one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Ah, okay, makes sense. I guess remaining would be still 1. So steps initially would be equal to 1. And then avail is equal to maximum frequency. And steps does increase by 1. And then I make aware plus equal avail. This should have worked. I forgot the numbering. Shit. 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37. In this case, maximum is 2. 2 is the one that is appearing maximum number of times. Client plus plus for what is the name of the question? Array cloning. B array. B array cloning. Array cloning. Only one test case. 3 elements. 1, 2, 2. Answer turns out to be 4. That is cool. Uncool. See out. Steps. Steps. See out. MX. F. MX. MXF. And of course, new line. And here also, of course, a new line. Steps. MXF. Anything else? No. Clang it again. 1, 3, 1, 2, 2. Steps 2, MXF 1 is wrong. This should be 2. MXF should be 2, but it is 1. Why? I'm starting from here. And this should be false because I am having 1 2 2. And okay, so I should have started here, else mxf initially it is 1, and now also it is 1, then c and then xf that's become equal to 1, then I becomes equal to 2, n is 3, I becomes equal to 2, so we do go in and we see. How did I even like was able to do, how was I able to get away with till now? Yeah, with the stuff till now. Shit. I should have been caught. Shit. Submit. Mhm. I didn't try it locally. It does work locally, so cool. Running test for accepted. Yes, 31 out of 31. It should say 100%. Like, it should say 100%. Uh, it does say 100% now. That is cool. 88 problems. That is cool. My rank is 3,750 in the leaderboard. I can see my rank. That is cool. Let's see how other people are around me. And there is also a code forces competition coming up at, I guess it is on 5th. Yeah, 5. Shit, they know our colleges. That is crazy. 5th code forces around 1035 in 5 days. 5 days, 5 days, 5 days, 5 days. It will start on the 5th of July. Division 2. That is going to be cool. And my rating did increase. It is now 726. Yay. I gained a bit of rating, 300 in this one, and in the original one, 421. And I just have a few rating points that I have to gain, and then I will take out tourist. That is like only a little difference is there in our ratings. And yeah, after that I will be cool. And in this level, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions remaining, which I guess I will do on stream at some later point, or maybe on my own. Uh, for now, I will just do a quiz and then end the stream. But if Hamza, if you are still here, you can send the question maybe in the chat, and we can do the question that you were talking about. And for me, I will do quiz of African capitals. I have to get all of them in time this time. Africa capitals quiz. Yo. Yep. Start. Algiers, Angola, Luanda, Porto Novo, Botswana, Gaborone, Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou, Burundi, Giga, Gitega, Gitega, Cameroon, Yaoundé, Cape Verde, Praia, Praia, Central African Republic, Bangui, Chad, N'Djamena, N'Djamena, Comoros, Moroni, Congo Democratic Republic, Kinshasa, Congo Republic of Congo, Brazzaville, Brazzaville, Djibouti, Cairo, Malabo, Eritrea, Asmara, Eswatini, Bain, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, Gabon. Where is Gabon? Conakry, Libreville, Libreville, Gambia, Banjul, Ghana, Accra, Guinea, Conakry, Bissau, Ivory Coast, shit, Yao Mau. Oh yeah, I will do this later. Kenya, Nairobi, Lesotho, Maseru, Liberia. Mm, It is something M. Tripoli, Libya, Madagascar, uh, Antananarivo, Malawi, Lilongwe, Lilongwe, Mali, shit, Bamako, Mauritania. Now, okay, Mauritius, Victoria Seychelles. What is Mauritius? Port Port Louis, Morocco, Rabat, Mozambique, Maputo, Namibia, Windhoek, Niger, shit, Ni- shit. Nigeria, Abuja, Rwanda, Kigali, Senegal, Dakar, Seychelles, Victoria, Sierra Leone, Free, Freetown, Somalia, Mogadishu, 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 Pretoria, yeah, or Cape Town, two capitals. South Sudan, Juba, Sudan, Khartoum, Sao Tome, Tanzania, Dodoma, Togo, Lome, Tunisia, Tunis, Kampala, Zambia, Lusaka, Zimbabwe, Harare. Oh, I have Nigeria, Niamey, uh, Liberia and Ivory Coast. Liberia, Monrovia, and Yamoussoukro. Okay, Soukro, Yamoussoukro. And these two capitals, I do not care about them. Yeah. Okay, that was fine. That was fine. And do you play chess? Yes, I do play chess. Chess, chess, and chess. Chesley is also there. Yeah, and Chesley has something pretty good, which I like. Not Chesley, Leeches. Leeches has this thing. In tools, you go to learn coordinates, and start. Then shit, no, this is the different one. But yeah, in this, the highlighted one, you have to enter its name from the perspective that you are black. So this is A7. That one, that is F6. Shit, F6. That is D5. That is D4. That is E5. E5. Shit, shit. Okay. I start training. Find squares. That is pretty cool. Better. Yeah. Start training. This one. F4. B3. A3. G7. Submit. D1. H7. E3. E3. C8. C8. D7. A8. D1. E8. D6. A4. B7. A1. C4. G5. G5. D6. F1. Racing. A2. D7. D7. F4. H5. A3. E4. Shit, E4. B6. E1. E8. A4. E8. B8. E5. F1. D6. A3. C3. Shit, I have all the time, I guess. Shit, there is no time running. It is infinite. I can go as long as I want to. Yeah, that is one thing. That is one thing you can do. To practice coordinates on chess, I want to reach 1000 plus on chess rapid. I want to reach 1000 plus in chess rapid. Well, my rating myself is 800. Maybe we can play a game. Let's say a smaller game, not 10-minute game. So yeah, I am practicing chess from this and some few things here, and I am learning right now one opening, Italian opening. And yeah, this is a series by Eric Rosen. He is a grandmaster. I think international. He's an international master. Eric Rosen. He has this whole series in which he starts at, I guess, level 200 elo, 400 elo. He starts at 400 and goes up, goes up, goes up. I don't know. Pretty hard. That is Smither mate. That is cool. And currently I'm just at episode 7. Hopefully things will get better. And you can also watch Gotham Chess, How to Lose at Chess. That actually teaches you a lot of things. Let's say Gotham Chess, How to Lose at Chess. This series, this is also pretty amazing. He points out very basic beginner blunders that beginners do. So that was helpful for me. And now let's play a little game. So this is going to be fucking embarrassing, but still, let's see. I'll try to go for the smaller sound. Yeah. Shit, I do not hear any sound. Where the fuck is the sound? Mhm. I can cancel now. He can go here, he can not go here, he can go here, and let's go, let's cancel. I do not know anything. Shit, fuck. This is horrible. Uh, okay. If I win, that is going to be amazing. Opening up my bishop. Is there an... I can pin the knight. Going here. Pin the knight. The knight cannot move, but this will come out and ask me the question. What am I doing here? I cannot do this. It is a very, very, very locked up position. I do have this. thing. I do not have anything actually. Let us develop. I'm running low on time. The position is locked. He might move his bishop or might not. Takes, takes, or takes like this with development. And if that happens, um, I do that. Again, I do even have this move. He's attacking this. I can attack the queen, and he probably will do this. Probably. And when he does, yeah, when he does, I'll just take. So what happened? I saved my bishop at least. I didn't save my bishop. My bishop got lost. Fuck. He cannot castle this way. He has to castle that way because of this. Attack the queen and possibly hope for this fork. And this also opens up this bishop of mine. And wait, fuck, he can castle this way. My rook. Okay, I cannot go there, do that. Queen is still here. I can attack the queen with this and hope for something here. Attack the queen. Mm, if he gets out of this fight, then it is amazing. And he does. Takes. Check. Fork. That is good. I can take. And this is not defended, by the way. Maybe before giving that, I should have defended my knight. But now my knight is gone. Shit. And the king cannot castle anymore. And I will bring out my queen this way, forming a battle. Maybe I could also go there when the knight moves, which it does, trying to checkmate me. He could go here, give me a check, but I take. Yeah, cool. Uh, 37 seconds. I might lose on fucking time. Knight is pinned. He might move his king there, or a pawn. And now it will be a bad move to do this. Uh-huh. But, but, okay, I can play some good chess at times. One great move, two best moves, three excellent moves. Yeah, that is good. Yeah, I can play a little bit of chess. Shit. Play some time. I love bottom. Play with me sometime. I love hot ones, okay. Cool username, buddy. Attack his queen. Yeah. Yay, we won. H4. H4. H4 here. I can do a review or something. But yeah. And this. What is your rating, bro? 800. Well, you guys are enjoying yourself. And I would also like to play one more game. But this is called recency bias. I will probably lose this game. Let's see. Aha, I have read about this thing. First, you have to do this, then bishop comes, then you do this, then queen probably goes there. Yep, then you do this, then probably this comes out. Yes, and when that happens, you, I guess, now I forgot. Now I do not remember anything. You do this, and I am hoping for something like this. He could give me a check. He could actually give me a check, which I can save by moving this here. This goes there, then this. Yep, he will give me a check. He will actually fucking fork me. So I have to do this. He takes with this, I suppose. Yes. In which case, I am fucking lost. Shit. Checkmate. Ah, fuck. Takes. Yeah, at least I can attack now. Or maybe not. He might give a check with this bishop. And this doesn't even. This doesn't help me. Forming a battery. Is there nothing I can do? Can do something. Fuck it. Shit. This, I was thinking this might happen. Wait, takes, my queen is out. Cool. Yep, takes, takes with a check. And this, I might see this then. Takes with a check. This or this. And I guess this will not happen. This will happen. Or this might happen. In which case, I can checkmate. One miss. Shit. Let's see, there was one miss. But why the fuck can I not hear anything? Yes. Yes, now I can hear. And you guys can also. Wait. let me see. Till now, everything was amazing. I was actually winning. But then I moved this thing, which was horrible. My best move was d4. Knight to d4. Attacking the queen. Okay. And he couldn't go there, not here. Nope, nope. Yeah, he could go there. Possible spot. He could also go there. Nope. There, yeah. But where did I like actually miss? Still, I cannot review. Okay, so this move was actually like pretty bad. He was winning totally. Mate in one. He had mate in one in this position. Of course, of course. This thing, mate in one. But he didn't. I had mate in one. Of course. Fuck. Protected. Mate. He couldn't go here. Nope. Nope. Mate in one. Shit. Shit. Now he still has mate in one. But he doesn't. Now I have mate in one. I don't. I still have mate in one. Shit. Yeah, that is how low elo chess is. And that is also the end of my stream today.